Far away from Earth, deep in the dark space, there was a quiet planet called Xyron 9. The planet was very different from Earth. The sky was purple, the ground was covered with glowing blue plants, and tall crystal mountains shined under two bright moons. On this planet lived a peaceful alien species called the Xyrians. They were tall, thin, and had smooth silver skin. Their eyes were large and bright, glowing softly in the dark. The Xyrians were not warriors. They were explorers and scientists. They loved learning about the universe. For hundreds of years, the Xyrians studied many planets from their giant space observatory. The observatory floated high above Xyron 9. It was a huge ring-shaped station filled with advanced scanners and powerful telescopes. Inside the observatory, a group of alien scientists worked every day. They watched stars, studied planets, and searched for new life in the galaxy. One day, a young scientist named Keeler discovered something unusual. Keeler was studying a small blue planet in a distant star system. The planet looked beautiful. White clouds covered the sky, and large oceans sparkled under the sunlight. The planet was called Earth. At first, the Xyrians thought Earth was just another normal planet. But when Keeler activated the LifeScan system, the screen filled with thousands of signals. Life detected, the computer announced. Keeler leaned closer to the screen. His glowing eyes widened. "Commander, you should see this," he said. Soon the leader of the observatory, Commander Vale, walked into the control room. Vale was older and wiser than the others. Many years of studying the galaxy had made him calm and careful. "What did you find, Keeler?" Vale asked. Keeler pointed at the screen. "There is intelligent life on this planet." The other scientists gathered around the display. The screen showed images from Earth, cities full of lights, huge oceans, forests, deserts, and millions of strange creatures. Vale studied the images carefully. "Zoom in," he said. The system focused on a busy human city. Cars moved through the streets. People walked on sidewalks. Lights shined from tall buildings. The Xyrians had never seen humans before. "What are these creatures?" one scientist asked. Keeler checked the data. "They call themselves humans." The scientists watched silently. Humans looked small compared to many alien species the Xyrians had studied before. They had soft skin, no natural armor, and no glowing eyes. "They do not look dangerous," another scientist said. Commander Vale nodded slowly. "Appearances can be misleading," he replied. The team began studying humans more closely. They watched humans working, building homes, flying machines, and traveling across oceans. Humans created music, art, and stories. Keeler smiled slightly. "They are very creative." For a while, the scientists felt impressed. Humans seemed intelligent and curious. But then Keeler noticed something strange. "Wait, what is that?" he asked. The screen showed a human sitting at a table with a plate of food. Keeler zoomed in. The human was eating something. "What is he doing?" another scientist asked. Keeler scanned the object on the plate. "Animal protein," he said. The scientist looked confused. "You mean, the human is eating another creature?" "Yes." The room became quiet. Eating plants was common in the galaxy. Many species survived by consuming plant energy. But eating animals was less common. Commander Vale crossed his arms. "Continue observing," he said. Keeler changed the camera location. Now the screen showed a large ocean. A group of humans sat in a boat, pulling fish from the water. Moments later, the humans cooked the fish over a fire. Then they ate them. The scientists looked at each other. "So humans eat fish too," someone said. Keeler nodded. "Yes." At first, the discovery did not seem very important. Many species ate animals to survive. But the observations did not stop there. Keeler switched to another location on Earth. This time the camera showed a crowded street market. Humans were cooking many different foods. Some were cooking birds. Some were cooking cows. Some were cooking pigs. The list kept growing. The scientists began to look uneasy. "That is, many animals," one of them said. Keeler checked the database again. Then his expression changed. "There is more," he said quietly. He opened another video feed. This time humans were cooking insects. Small crunchy insects were fried in oil and eaten as snacks. Another feed showed humans eating crabs and strange sea creatures. Another showed humans eating giant octopuses. Another showed humans eating frogs. The room slowly filled with whispers. Commander Vale watched the screens carefully. "How many species do humans eat?" he asked. Keeler searched the global database. The number kept increasing. Hundreds. Then thousands. Keeler swallowed nervously. "Commander, it seems humans eat almost every type of creature on their planet." Silence filled the observatory. One scientist spoke in a worried voice. Why would they eat so many different animals? Another scientist replied. Maybe their planet does not have enough food. But Keeler shook his head. That is not the reason. He opened another video. Humans were in a restaurant. Many different dishes were on the table. They were laughing, smiling, and enjoying the meal. They are not starving, Keeler said. They are exploring flavors. The scientist stared at the screen. Commander Vale slowly walked toward the main window of the observatory. Outside, the endless stars of the galaxy stretched into the darkness. He spoke quietly. If humans enjoy eating different creatures. He paused. What will happen when they discover other planets? The question made the room feel colder. No one answered. Keeler suddenly noticed something flashing on the radar screen. Commander, he said slowly. Vale turned around. What is it? Keeler zoomed the radar image. A small metal object was leaving Earth. It was moving through space. Fast. The computer identified it. Human spacecraft detected. The scientists stared in shock. They are leaving their planet, one of them whispered. Commander Vale looked at the growing signal on the radar. Humans had finally begun exploring space. The ship moved farther and farther away from Earth, heading into the galaxy. Vale spoke in a low voice. Send a warning message to the Council. Keeler nodded. What should the message say? Vale looked once more at the screen showing humans happily eating their meals. Then he answered. Tell them to prepare. The room waited silently. Because if humans reach the stars. Vale finished slowly. Nothing in the universe will be safe. Rocket. Many years passed after the Xerians discovered Earth. Inside the great observatory above Xiron 9, the alien scientists never stopped watching the blue planet. At first, human space travel was slow and simple. Their rockets could only reach nearby space. They traveled around their own planet and walked on their moon. The Xerians believed it would take humans hundreds of years to travel far into the galaxy. But humans were full of surprises. Every year their technology improved. Their ships became faster, stronger, and smarter. They built large space stations around Earth. They sent machines to distant planets. They explored the edges of their solar system. Commander Vale watched everything carefully. Inside the observatory control room, giant screens showed new human activity every day. One day the radar alarms suddenly activated. A loud signal echoed through the station. Long-range spacecraft detected. The scientists quickly gathered around the main screen. Keeler looked at the signal. His eyes widened. Commander, this is not a normal ship. Vale walked closer. The screen showed a huge metal vessel moving slowly away from Earth. It was much larger than any human ship the Xerians had seen before. What is it? One scientist asked. Keeler read the data. It appears to be a deep space exploration ship. Another scientist zoomed the camera feed. The ship was enormous. It had large engines glowing blue at the back. Rotating rings created artificial gravity. Huge antenna systems extended like metal wings. This is not a simple mission, Keeler said. Humans are preparing to explore the galaxy. Commander Vale remained silent for a moment. Then he asked, where is the ship going? Keeler studied the navigation data. The ship's path moved beyond Earth's solar system. It was heading toward unexplored space. Vale spoke quietly. They have started. The observatory continued tracking the ship for months. The human vessel traveled farther than any human craft before it. Inside the ship were many humans, scientists, engineers, explorers, and soldiers. Their mission was simple. Find new worlds. Many alien civilizations across the galaxy also detected the human ship. Some ignored it. Others watched with curiosity. But the Xerians felt uneasy. They remembered something important. Humans loved discovering new things. And they loved tasting new food. After a long journey, the human ship finally entered a new star system. The system contained 3 rocky planets and 1 large ocean planet. The humans decided to land on the 3rd planet. From space, the world looked wild and untouched. Huge forests covered the land. Large rivers cut through green valleys. Strange clouds moved across the sky. Keeler activated the observation drones. Let's see what they do, he said. The drones recorded everything. The human ship slowly descended through the clouds. Its engines roared as it landed on a wide open field near a forest. The doors of the ship opened. A group of humans stepped onto the alien soil. They wore white exploration suits with glowing lights on their helmets. They carried scanning tools and equipment. The first human looked around the landscape. This place is beautiful, he said. The other explorers agreed. They began scanning plants, soil, and water. They collected samples and studied the environment. Everything seemed peaceful. Commander Vale watched the screens with interest. So far they behave like explorers, he said. Hours passed as the humans walked deeper into the forest. The trees were tall and glowing. Strange flying creatures moved between the branches. Small animals ran across the ground. The explorers were excited. This planet is full of life, one of them said. They recorded videos and sent data back to their ship. Then something unexpected happened. One of the humans stopped walking. Wait, what is that? The camera focused on a strange animal. It looked like a mix between a lizard and a bird. It had bright green scales, small wings, and long legs. The creature watched the humans curiously. The explorers stayed still. The animal slowly moved closer. It was not aggressive. It simply wanted to see the strange visitors. Keeler leaned closer to the screen. The scientists of Xiron 9 watched silently. The human team leader slowly raised a scanner. He studied the creature carefully. The scanner finished analyzing. A message appeared on the human device. Organic life form. High protein levels. The human looked at the others. Then he said something that made the Xerians freeze. I wonder what it tastes like. Inside the observatory, the alien scientists stared at the screen in shock. The human team surrounded the creature carefully. The animal did not understand the danger. Moments later, one of the humans captured it. The Xerians expected the humans to release it after studying it. But the humans did something else. They carried the creature back to their ship. Hours later, the observation drones recorded something even more surprising. The humans were standing outside their ship again. But this time they had built a small cooking station. A metal grill stood over a portable fire. The strange alien animal was placed on the grill. Smoke rose slowly into the alien sky. The humans began cooking the creature. Inside the observatory, silence filled the room. One scientist whispered, "They are doing it again." Keeler watched the humans carefully. After cooking the meat, the explorers sat down together. They tasted the food. Their reactions were immediate. Wow, that's actually good. Another human laughed. We just discovered a new space barbecue. The explorers continued eating happily. Commander Vale closed his eyes slowly. The fear he felt years ago was becoming real. Humans had reached another planet. And the first thing they did was cook the wildlife. Keeler looked at the commander. What should we do now? Vale stared at the distant stars outside the observatory window. Across the galaxy, millions of planets were filled with strange and beautiful creatures. And now humans were traveling toward them. Vale finally spoke. Send another message to the Galactic Council. Keeler prepared the transmission. What should it say? Vale answered calmly. Humans have entered deep space. The scientists waited for the rest of the message. Vale continued. And they are still hungry. Far away on the alien planet, the humans finished their meal. One explorer smiled. Imagine how many new foods are waiting in the universe. The human ship prepared to explore the rest of the system. Because this was only the beginning. The galaxy was very large. And humans had just started their journey. Rocket. The story of the human explorers did not stay secret for long. Across the galaxy, many alien civilizations had powerful scanners and observation systems. They watched stars, planets, and space travel every day. When the first human deep space ship arrived on the new planet, several alien stations detected it. At first, most alien scientists were simply curious. A new species had entered deep space. That alone was important. But what happened next surprised everyone. Small observation satellites recorded the human explorers walking through the alien forest. They saw the humans studying plants, collecting rocks, and scanning the air. Everything looked peaceful. Then the cameras recorded the strange moment. The humans captured the green alien animal. Hours later they cooked it. The video spread quickly across many alien networks. In one distant star system, a large alien station called Oran Watchtower received the footage. Inside the station, a group of alien researchers gathered around a large screen. They watched the video carefully. A human placed the alien creature on a metal grill. Fire burned under it. Smoke rose into the sky. The humans laughed and talked while cooking the animal. One alien researcher looked shocked. They are eating it. Another scientist checked the data again. Yes, they are. The room became very quiet. One alien slowly asked, "Is this normal behavior for their species?" The answer came quickly. Yes. The scientists searched Earth records. They discovered something incredible. Humans did not only eat a few types of animals. They ate many different species. Fish, birds, mammals, insects, sea creatures, almost everything. The alien researchers looked worried. If they behave the same way in space, one scientist said, many ecosystems could be in danger. Soon the video reached another alien civilization. On a large desert planet called Rathos, the ruling council gathered inside a massive stone chamber. Tall alien leaders sat around a glowing circular table. In the center of the table, a hologram played the human cooking video. The council members watched silently. One leader spoke in a deep voice. So these are the humans. Another leader nodded. They appear friendly. The first leader looked closer at the screen. The humans were laughing and enjoying their meal. Yes, he said slowly. But they are also eating an alien animal. Another council member spoke. Maybe they are hungry. A scientist standing near the table shook his head. No. According to the data, humans had plenty of food on their ship. The room became quiet again. The scientist continued. They did not eat the creature to survive. They ate it because they wanted to try it. The alien leaders exchanged worried looks. Far away, in another star system, a peaceful aquatic civilization called the Valorians also received the video. The Valorians lived inside giant underwater cities. Their leaders gathered in a glowing coral hall to watch the recording. As the humans grilled the alien creature, the Valorians made nervous sounds. One elder spoke slowly. Do humans eat everything? A young researcher answered carefully. Not everything, but almost everything that moves. The elder looked deeply concerned. That could become a problem. Within weeks, the news spread across the galaxy. More alien civilizations began watching human exploration ships. And what they saw confirmed their fears. The first human ship continued traveling through the star system. They visited another small moon filled with strange insects. The explorers studied the insects for a short time. Then they cooked them. Later they discovered a river filled with silver fish-like creatures. They caught them. Then they cooked them too. Every discovery became a new meal. Across the galaxy, alien scientists collected all the recordings. The pattern was clear. Humans explored. Humans studied. And sometimes, humans cooked what they found. Soon the Galactic Council called an emergency meeting. The Galactic Council was a large alliance of many alien species. They worked together to protect the balance of the galaxy. Representatives from dozens of planets gathered inside a massive space station near the center of the galaxy. The meeting chamber was enormous. Different alien species filled the room. Some were tall and thin. Some were short and wide. Some had scales, while others had smooth glowing skin. In the center of the chamber, a large holographic screen appeared. The human cooking video played again. Many aliens watched with shock. One representative from a jungle planet spoke nervously. If humans reach our world, they might start eating our animals. Another alien added, our ecosystems are very fragile. A tall alien commander stood up. He looked serious. These humans are not attacking planets. Then why are we worried? Another alien asked. The commander pointed at the screen. Because they are exploring everything. The video showed humans smiling while tasting the alien meat. They are curious, the commander said. And curiosity can be dangerous. Another alien leader spoke quietly. Humans are not acting like conquerors. The commander nodded. That is true. He paused. They are acting like hunters. The chamber filled with worried whispers. One scientist from Xyron 9 stood up. It was Keeler. He had been sent to represent his people. Keeler looked at the council. My species discovered humans many years ago, he said. We have been studying them carefully. The council listened closely. Keeler continued. Humans are intelligent. They build technology quickly. They are creative and brave. That sounds positive, one alien said. Keeler nodded slowly. Yes. But humans also enjoy discovering new foods. The council watched the hologram again. Humans grilling alien meat under an alien sky. Keeler finished his report. If humans continue exploring the galaxy. He paused before saying the final words. Many creatures may end up on their dinner tables. The chamber became silent. Finally, one old alien leader spoke. So what should we do? No one answered immediately. Some species wanted to block humans from entering their systems. Others believed humans should be welcomed as new explorers. The debate continued for hours. Meanwhile, far away in space, the human exploration ship prepared for another journey. The explorers stood inside their ship's dining area. On the table were plates of food. Some came from Earth. Others came from alien worlds. One human laughed happily. Space travel is amazing. Another explorer agreed. You never know what you'll discover. He took another bite of the alien meat. or what you'll taste. Outside the ship's window, the endless galaxy waited. Millions of planets. Millions of unknown creatures. And humans were just getting started. Across the stars, many alien civilizations began watching the human ships with growing fear. Because they all started to understand one simple truth. Humans were not invading the galaxy. They were exploring it. But wherever they went, they always brought their appetite with them. Rocket. After the meeting of the Galactic Council, many alien civilizations became nervous about humans. Some planets increased their space defenses. Others began hiding their wildlife from long-range scanners. But humans continued exploring space without knowing any of this. Their ships traveled farther every year. They visited new planets, studied strange environments, and discovered creatures no human had ever seen before. On Earth, people were excited. News channels showed videos from the exploration ships every day. Children watched the broadcasts and dreamed of becoming space explorers. But far away in the galaxy, many alien leaders were still worried. They asked one important question. When will humans meet intelligent aliens? The answer came sooner than expected. One human exploration ship, called the Horizon, entered a bright star system that no human had visited before. The system had 5 planets. One of them immediately caught the attention of the ship's scanners. It had oceans, forests, and large cities. But these cities were not built by nature. They were built by intelligent life. Inside the Horizon's command room, the crew stared at the main screen. The captain, Elena Torres, spoke calmly. Scan the planet again. The scientist checked the data. Confirmed. Intelligent civilization detected. Another crew member looked nervous. So, we are not alone. The room became quiet. This was the moment humans had waited for many years. The first contact with alien intelligence. Captain Elena took a deep breath. Prepare a peaceful approach, she said. No weapons. The ship slowly moved closer to the planet. On the surface of that world lived a peaceful alien species called the Lunari. The Lunari were tall and slender with smooth pale skin that softly glowed under their blue sun. Their eyes were large and bright, and thin silver lines moved across their skin like living patterns. They were a calm and intelligent species who loved art, music, and science. When their planetary scanners detected the human ship entering their system, the Lunari government became alarmed. Inside their capital city, the Lunari leaders gathered in a tall crystal tower. A large holographic image of the human ship floated in the center of the room. One Lunari general spoke first. This unknown vessel has entered our space. Another leader looked worried. Could they be hostile? A scientist answered carefully. We do not know yet. The Lunari had never met humans before. But they had heard the rumors spreading across the galaxy. Rumors about a species that explored planets, and sometimes ate strange creatures. Some Lunari leaders feared the worst. The general spoke again. We should prepare our defenses. But the elder leader of the Lunari shook his head slowly. We must observe them first. Meanwhile, the human ship moved into orbit around the planet. Captain Elena opened a communication channel. Unknown civilization, she said clearly. This is the human exploration vessel Horizon. We come in peace. For a moment there was no reply. Then a calm alien voice filled the room. We hear you, travelers. The human crew looked at each other in amazement. The alien voice continued. You may land in our capital city. We will meet you. The humans could hardly believe it. First contact had begun. A few hours later, a small human shuttle descended through the blue clouds of the Lunari planet. Inside the shuttle were Captain Elena and several scientists. As they landed in the alien city, they saw beautiful crystal buildings rising into the sky. Soft glowing lights floated through the air like gentle fireflies. Tall Lunari citizens watched the human visitors with curiosity. The shuttle doors opened slowly. Captain Elena stepped outside. For a moment, both species simply looked at each other. Humans and Lunari. Two intelligent species from different worlds. Then the Lunari elder stepped forward. Welcome to our planet, he said peacefully. Captain Elena smiled. Thank you for welcoming us. The first meeting was calm and friendly. The humans shared information about Earth. The Lunari shared stories about their planet. They walked through the city together and exchanged knowledge about science and technology. Both sides felt hopeful. Maybe the galaxy could become a place of cooperation instead of fear. Later that evening, the Lunari prepared a special dinner to celebrate the meeting. Inside a large glowing hall, a long table was filled with beautiful alien foods. Colorful fruits, glowing vegetables, and delicate crystal bowls filled with sweet liquids. The Lunari believed food was a way to show friendship. Captain Elena and the human scientists sat down at the table. Everything seemed perfect. One Lunari chef explained each dish proudly. "These plants grow only in our ocean gardens," he said. "They are very rare." The humans tasted the food. "It's delicious," one scientist said. The Lunari smiled happily. But during the meal, one human explorer noticed something outside the hall. Through a large window, he saw a small animal walking across the garden. The creature looked soft and fluffy with bright blue fur and long ears. The human quietly pointed at it. "What kind of animal is that?" The Lunari chef looked outside. "Oh, that is a luma." "Is it dangerous?" the human asked. The Lunari laughed gently. "No, it is very peaceful." The human nodded slowly. Then he asked a question that made the entire room silent. "Can we taste it?" The Lunari chef blinked in confusion. "Taste it?" Another human tried to explain. "We mean, can humans eat it?" The Lunari leaders looked at each other with surprise. They had heard the rumors about humans. But hearing the question directly felt very different. The Lunari elder spoke carefully. "You wish to eat our animals?" The humans did not mean to offend anyone. For them it was a normal question. Captain Elena quickly spoke. "We apologize if that sounds strange. On Earth we eat many animals." The Lunari leaders remained silent for a moment. Outside the window, the small luma animal continued walking peacefully in the garden. Finally the elder leader answered slowly. "On our world, we do not eat animals." The humans looked surprised. "Never?" one scientist asked. The Lunari shook their heads. "We respect all living creatures." The human explorers exchanged quiet looks. For the first time they realized something important. Different civilizations had very different ideas about food. The dinner continued politely, but the mood had changed. Later that night, the Lunari leaders met privately. One of them spoke in a worried voice. "The rumors about humans may be true." Another leader nodded. "They are friendly, but also very curious." The elder leader looked toward the stars outside the tower window. Somewhere out there, many more human ships were traveling through the galaxy. He spoke quietly. "If humans continue exploring..." He paused. "Our animals may not be safe." And across the galaxy, other alien civilizations waited nervously to see what humans would do next. Rocket. After the first meeting between humans and the Lunari, news spread quickly across the galaxy. Many alien civilizations were surprised that the meeting stayed peaceful. Humans did not attack the Lunari planet. They did not try to take their land or their cities. Instead, the humans did something very different. They asked questions. They wanted to learn about the Lunari culture, their science, their music, and their history. For many days the two species shared knowledge and stories. At first, the Lunari leaders began to relax. Maybe the rumors about humans were not completely true. Maybe humans were simply curious travelers. But something else was happening at the same time. Inside the human ship Horizon, the explorers were recording everything. They filmed the beautiful alien cities, the glowing forests, and the strange animals that lived on the planet. All this information was sent back to Earth. When the signals reached Earth, millions of people watched the videos with excitement. It was the greatest discovery in human history. Humans were not alone in the universe. But something else also caught the attention of people on Earth. During one of the videos, a small blue animal from the Lunari planet appeared in the background. The soft creature with long ears walked across a garden while the human explorers talked. The video quickly became famous. People everywhere began asking the same question. What does that creature taste like? At first it was just a joke on the internet. But humans love trying new foods. On Earth, every country had its own unique dishes. Humans already ate many different animals and plants. Now people began wondering about alien food. Restaurants started discussing the idea. Scientists studied the videos of alien ecosystems carefully. Food companies became interested too. Soon a strange new trend appeared on Earth. People began talking about something called galactic cuisine. Cooking shows on Earth started discussing the possibility of alien ingredients. One famous human chef named Marcus Hale watched the exploration videos closely. Marcus was known for traveling around Earth to discover rare foods. He had eaten unusual dishes from deserts, jungles, and deep oceans. But alien food? That was something completely new. One night during a live cooking show, Marcus looked at the camera and smiled. "If humans are exploring the galaxy," he said, "then the galaxy might have amazing flavors waiting for us." The audience laughed, but the idea spread quickly. Soon people started asking the space exploration agencies a strange question. Can humans bring alien food back to Earth? At first the scientists refused. They said alien life must be studied carefully before humans could eat it. But curiosity was growing. Meanwhile, the crew of the Horizon continued their mission. After leaving the Lunari planet, they traveled to several other worlds in nearby star systems. Each planet had different environments. Some worlds had giant forests with glowing insects. Others had large oceans filled with strange fish. The explorers studied everything carefully. And sometimes, they cooked what they found. Back on Earth, the videos became more popular every day. People loved watching the explorers discover strange new creatures and taste them. Soon a new type of entertainment appeared. A television program called the Galactic Food Network. The show followed human explorers and chefs traveling through space and discovering alien ingredients. Chef Marcus Hale became the star of the program. He joined one of the exploration ships and began traveling from planet to planet. In one episode, Marcus stood in front of a strange purple river on a distant world. He held up a small silver fish-like creature. "This," he said to the camera, "might be the first fish ever caught outside Earth." Moments later he cooked it over a portable grill. The smell made the explorers curious. Marcus took the first bite. His eyes widened. "That is incredible." The episode became the most watched show in human history. People on Earth loved it. Restaurants quickly joined the trend. Chefs began creating dishes inspired by alien planets. Some dishes used real ingredients brought back by explorers. Others used Earth ingredients but copied alien flavors. Soon many restaurants proudly displayed signs saying, "Galactic menu available." Customers waited in long lines to try the new foods. Across the galaxy, alien civilizations watched all of this with growing concern. Inside the Galactic Council, leaders gathered again to discuss the human situation. A large holographic screen showed clips from the Galactic Food Network. Humans were smiling, cooking alien fish, insects, and plants from different worlds. One alien leader spoke nervously. "They have turned exploration into a cooking show." Another alien shook his head slowly. "This is not just curiosity anymore. It is becoming a culture." Keeler from Zyron 9 was also present at the meeting. He watched the videos carefully. Humans were not acting with bad intentions. They were simply excited to discover new things. But their excitement was spreading quickly across their entire planet. Keeler spoke calmly. "Humans are not trying to harm the galaxy. But their curiosity is powerful." Another council member asked, "What happens when billions of humans want to taste alien food?" The room became quiet. No one wanted to imagine that future. Meanwhile, far away on Earth, Chef Marcus Hale stood in a bright television studio. On the table in front of him were ingredients from 3 different planets. Millions of viewers were watching live. Marcus smiled at the camera. "Today," he said proudly, "we are cooking the first interstellar feast." The audience cheered. He lifted a strange glowing plant and placed it on the grill. "This ingredient," he explained, "was discovered on a planet 200 light-years away." He began cooking. The smell filled the studio. Marcus laughed happily. "The universe," he said, "is the biggest kitchen ever." And across the galaxy, many alien species watched the broadcast with nervous eyes. Because humans were no longer just exploring space. They were tasting it. Rocket. As the Galactic Food Network became more popular on Earth, the concern among alien civilizations continued to grow. At first, many alien leaders believed humans would lose interest in alien food after some time. They thought it was only a temporary trend. But they were wrong. Humans did not lose interest. In fact, the interest became stronger. More human exploration ships were launched from Earth every year. Some ships searched for new planets. Some ships studied alien plants and animals. And some ships were sent only for food discovery missions. Across Earth, restaurants proudly served dishes inspired by alien worlds. Some chefs even competed to create the most unusual galactic recipes. Humans were excited. But across the galaxy, alien species were becoming nervous. Inside the Galactic Council, another emergency meeting was called. Representatives from many planets gathered once again in the massive council chamber. The atmosphere was tense. A large holographic display appeared in the center of the room. This time it showed maps of many star systems. Red lights were blinking across the map. Each red light represented a place where humans had explored and discovered new creatures. One alien leader from a jungle planet stood up. "Our ecosystems cannot survive human curiosity," he said. "If humans keep visiting our worlds, many species could disappear." Another representative from an ocean planet spoke next. "Our seas are full of rare creatures. If humans start catching them, our balance will be destroyed." The room filled with worried voices. Finally, the elder leader asked an important question. So what should we do? Some leaders suggested blocking humans from entering their star systems. Others suggested building powerful defenses to stop human ships. But many scientists disagreed. Keeler from Xiron 9 stood up again. We must remember something important, he said calmly. Humans are not enemies. They are explorers. Another alien leader replied quickly. Explorers who like to eat everything. The chamber became quiet again. Keeler continued. If we attack humans, we may start a war. No species wants that. The council members nodded slowly. War with humans could be dangerous. Humans were creative, determined, and very resourceful. Instead of fighting, the council began discussing another idea. Protection. If alien ecosystems could be protected, then humans would not be able to hunt their animals. Soon several survival plans were created. On one forest planet, scientists built special shield systems around wildlife areas. These shields blocked scanning signals from human ships. When humans scanned the planet, they could only see empty forests. On another planet, engineers built robotic animals that looked exactly like real creatures. If humans tried to capture them, the robots would shut down and reveal nothing but metal parts. Some planets created hidden underground habitats where animals could live safely away from human explorers. Other civilizations placed warning satellites around their systems. If a human ship approached, the satellite sent a simple message. Protected ecosystem. No hunting allowed. At first the plan worked well. Human explorers visited several planets but found very few animals. Sometimes they discovered plants or small insects, but the larger creatures were nowhere to be seen. Inside the human exploration ships, the scientists were confused. Strange, one explorer said. Our scans show life here, but we cannot find any animals. Another scientist checked the scanners again. It is like the wildlife disappeared. Back on Earth, viewers watching the Galactic Food Network also noticed the change. Chef Marcus Hale stood in front of a camera on a quiet alien beach. Usually he would find strange fish or sea creatures to cook. But today the ocean looked empty. Marcus scratched his head. This planet looked full of life in the scans, he said. But I can't find anything. The audience watching on Earth felt a little disappointed. But humans were very curious creatures. When something looked strange, they tried even harder to understand it. Human scientists began studying the planets more carefully. They improved their scanners. They sent smaller drones into forests and oceans. And slowly, they started discovering the hidden protections. One exploration drone on a distant planet captured an unusual video. A robotic animal suddenly stopped moving when the drone came close. The outer skin opened, revealing metal parts inside. Back on the human ship, the scientists stared at the screen. That is not a real animal, one of them said. Another scientist nodded. It is a machine. The discovery surprised the crew. Why would someone build fake animals? A crew member asked. The captain thought for a moment. Maybe they are trying to hide something. Soon more human explorers began finding the same thing. Hidden habitats, shielded forests, robotic wildlife. It slowly became clear. Many alien civilizations were protecting their animals from humans. Back inside the Galactic Council chamber, Keeler received new reports. Humans were beginning to notice the protection systems. Some council members became worried again. What if humans try to break the shields? One leader asked. Keeler shook his head slowly. I do not think humans want to destroy ecosystems. But they are curious, another leader said. Yes, Keeler replied. And curiosity always searches for answers. Meanwhile, on a human exploration ship near a distant star, Captain Elena from the Horizon studied the new data. She looked at the reports of robotic animals and hidden habitats. Then she spoke quietly to her crew. It looks like someone is protecting these worlds. One scientist nodded. Maybe they think we are hunters. Another crew member smiled slightly. Well, sometimes we are. Captain Elena thought for a moment. Then she said something important. If the galaxy is afraid of us, we need to understand why. Outside the ship's window, the stars stretched endlessly into space. Somewhere out there, many alien civilizations were watching humans carefully, trying to protect their worlds, trying to survive human curiosity. But one thing was becoming clear to everyone. Humans were not easy to stop, because whenever they found a mystery, they always tried to solve it. Rocket. Across the galaxy, the tension between humans and alien civilizations continued to grow. Many planets had already created protection systems to hide their animals. Forest shields, underground habitats, and robotic wildlife had helped protect many ecosystems. But humans were beginning to notice these strange systems. Exploration ships were sending reports back to Earth. Scientists were studying the signals carefully. On the human ship Horizon, Captain Elena Torres and her team gathered in the main control room. A large screen showed data collected from several different planets. Hidden shields, fake animals, secret underground habitats. One scientist spoke first. Someone in the galaxy is trying to hide their wildlife from us. Another scientist added, they must think we are dangerous. The room became quiet. Everyone understood the truth. Humans had been exploring the galaxy with excitement, curiosity, and hunger for discovery. But many alien civilizations were watching them with fear. Captain Elena folded her arms and looked at the screen. We never meant to scare anyone, she said. But I can see why they are worried. Another crew member nodded. If another species visited Earth and started cooking our animals, we would probably be worried too. The crew laughed softly, but the situation was serious. Captain Elena made an important decision. We should talk to them, she said. Instead of guessing what they think, we should explain who we are. Soon a message was prepared and broadcast across many star systems. The message was simple. We are humans from Earth. We explore the galaxy to learn and discover. We come in peace. The signal traveled across space for many days. Finally, the Galactic Council received the transmission. Inside the massive council chamber, alien leaders gathered once again. They listened carefully to the human message. Some leaders looked uncertain. Others seemed curious. Keeler from Zyron 9 spoke first. They want to communicate. Another alien leader crossed his arms. Or they want easier access to our planets. The council debated for many hours. But finally the elder leader made a decision. We will respond. A message was sent back to the human explorers. A few days later, Captain Elena received the reply. The message came from the Galactic Council itself. It invited humans to a peaceful meeting on a neutral space station. When the Horizon arrived at the station, Captain Elena and several human scientists stepped inside. The station was enormous. Dozens of alien species were present. Some looked familiar from the council broadcasts. Others were completely new. For a moment, the room was silent as humans and aliens looked at each other. Then Keeler stepped forward. We have been watching your species for many years, he said calmly. Captain Elena nodded. And we have been learning about the galaxy. Keeler continued. Many civilizations are worried about your actions. He showed several recordings on a holographic screen. Humans cooking alien fish. Humans grilling strange animals. Humans celebrating new dishes on the Galactic Food Network. The aliens watched the humans carefully. Captain Elena sighed slightly. Yes, humans love food. A few aliens whispered to each other. Keeler asked an important question. Why do humans eat so many different creatures? The humans looked at each other. Finally one scientist answered. On Earth, food is more than survival. It is part of our culture. Another human added. We explore flavors the same way we explore planets. The aliens listened carefully. For many species in the galaxy, eating animals was rare or forbidden. But for humans, it had been part of life for thousands of years. Captain Elena spoke honestly. We do not want to destroy ecosystems. We are explorers. We want to learn about life, not destroy it. The room became quiet. The elder alien leader looked at the humans thoughtfully. Then why do you cook every creature you find? One human smiled slightly. Because we are curious. Some aliens looked worried again. But Keeler raised his hand gently. I believe humans are not a threat, he said. They are simply very curious. The elder leader nodded slowly. Curiosity can be powerful. The discussion continued for many hours. Finally the council reached an agreement. Some planets would remain protected wildlife zones. Humans would not hunt animals there. Other planets with large ecosystems could allow controlled exploration and research. Humans agreed to respect the rules. In return, alien civilizations agreed to share knowledge about their plants and safe food sources. Slowly, the fear between humans and aliens began to fade. Instead of hiding from humans, some species even began sharing their food traditions. Alien chefs and human chefs started working together. New dishes were created using safe ingredients from different planets. The Galactic Food Network changed its message. Instead of hunting alien creatures, it began focusing on cultural exchange and safe galactic cooking. Chef Marcus Hale appeared on the show with a Lunari chef beside him. Together they prepared a beautiful dish using glowing plants from the Lunari oceans. Marcus smiled at the camera. The galaxy is full of amazing flavors, he said. But the best meals are the ones we share with friends. Across the galaxy, many species slowly accepted the humans. They realized something important. Humans were not monsters. They were explorers with endless curiosity. Yes, humans loved food. Yes, humans sometimes asked strange questions. But they were also capable of learning and respecting other worlds. On the observatory above Xiron 9, Keeler stood beside Commander Vale once again. They watched the stars quietly. Years ago, they feared humans would become a danger to the galaxy. Now the future looked different. Vale spoke softly. Perhaps humans will not destroy the galaxy after all. Keeler smiled slightly. Maybe they will help connect it. Far away on Earth, a new message appeared across the Galactic Food Network. It became a famous saying across many planets. Explore the stars, respect the life, and always share the meal. And so the galaxy slowly learned to live with humanity. But one joke continued to travel across space stations and alien cities. Whenever humans arrived on a new planet, someone would whisper with a smile, "Hide your animals, the humans are here." Rocket.